What's wrong with this girl? Huh? She done let somebody spooked her. She done broke and ran.
You know you lying, right?
Call me and tell me I'm gonna work with you.
Well, dog, man, we got something.
And somebody say something to her. She break and run.
Mic check 1 2 1 2.
Gloves up, guns down. Gloves up, guns down. Gloves up, guns down. Podcast with Johnny Binder Jr. right now. Biggest gangster in the state of Texas, no question. Trying to stop our brothers and sisters from living reckless. Going live, trying to improve the community. So connect with us, we bring unity. Freedom fighting, on the grind for the people. Power of God, helping us defeat evil.
Don't tell me about the power of God.
Man, look at God.
Man, the power of God, man. Do you understand what I'm telling you?
On the air, trying to give our people guidance. Gloves up, guns down, we trying to stop the violence. Minister Jeremiah got the nation behind us. Every Saturday at 3 p.m., that's where you find
And
us.
then, and we can't just depend on, or try to down our people by them not, they don't have this, they don't have that. Well, why didn't you put them on game?
Attorney Bruce Mix Foxy and Dr. Candace bring the cameras. We got
And we
receipts
worship you
and
and
hammers.
praise your holy mighty name. Our Father, who art in
Amen. We the voice of the people, so please listen. Creating accountability for these politicians. Still support the victims while trying to fix the prisons. It's gloves up, it's guns down. Please support the mission. Coming live from Mo City, and we here to win. You trying to help get down with the movement then.
We need mental health. We need money. We need diamonds and gold. You owe us, America.
You know what's up. This one produced by Chuck. Just trying to use the platform to lift the people up. Reduce the death rate of people the same color as us. So put the guns down and pick the gloves up. Gloves up, guns down. Gloves up, guns down. Gloves up, guns down. Podcast with Johnny Binder Jr. right now.
Yo, we back for another episode, another week of Gloves Up, Guns Down with the legendary Johnny Binder Jr., aka Minister David Jeremiah, coming to y'all live from Mo Serious Studios in the heart of Mo City, Texas. And y'all know the rules, man. If this comes to your timeline right now, then I need you to do me the biggest favor. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the follow button. Appreciate it. More importantly, man, as we kind of delve into our topics today, if you got something you want to say, we love for you to hear you. Give us a call on the main line at 281-969-8190. That's 281-969-8190. We'd be glad to hear from you. We got OG in the building. We've been out a couple weeks. How you doing today, sir?
Man, I'm glad to be back home, man. I've been in New Orleans. I've been to Austin. I've been Prairie View. I've been traveling, fighting. We have some major cases going on where people trying to take people's property. Girl named Julia, they just took everything from her, and the judge ruled in her favor twice. So I have her case. And another brother, he been locked up 20 years, and they gave him a rape case, and we getting a thing now where he didn't never touch this girl. So Miss Angela Johnson getting it right now. So, man, it's just a whole lot going on, man. And again, to this, our people, long as you don't have love, you're going to need law. And the reason why we need law, there's no love.
Mm-hmm.
If we had love, we wouldn't need law. We need law because there's no love. All that, I love you, that's a lie. If you love me, you wouldn't rape me. You wouldn't rob me.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't slap me. You wouldn't break in my house. You wouldn't steal my car. You wouldn't kill me on the freeway. You wouldn't kill me for a parking spot. You wouldn't kill me at the club because I stepped on your tennis shoe. We done lost our mind, man.
We're gonna get into a
lost
story today. We're gonna get into a story today. Because we're trying to stop the violence. One of the stories I got, bro, it was late night at a restaurant,
Yeah.
Spanish Flower restaurant.
Come on.
Two black ladies in there. They got mad. They got mad because of here's your phone. They got mad because of the service was taking too long.
We're on TV. Come on the show. To the link. We're gonna send you the link. That's Africa.
Okay.
You sent me the link already?
Yeah. I sent it to you. I sent you the YouTube link.
Keep talking about
But they were complaining that the food was taking too long or that the service was bad, right? So then they start getting loud, they start talking trash. So the owner come out, tell them, man, look, y'all ain't even gotta pay. Y'all can have the food y'all already ate. Please just leave. You know what I'm saying? They start flipping over chairs, He tried to stop her. She slapped him. He slapped her back. She pulled out a gun pistol whip.
No, I missed that one. I heard something about it. Oh my God.
And so I thought about that story specifically because you was just like, man, we crazy. We losing our minds. And I had that same thought when I was watching the story. I was like, man, we out here crazy. Like, why is she doing this? Yeah. Just leave, shorty. He done already said you ain't got to pay. You done already ate. Y'all done been there for hours. Just leave.
The man then said, you don't have to even pay for the food, and you still turn around and pistol whip him?
Mm-hmm.
Come on, Catherine, talk to me. Say something to me, because I'm trying to get, I'm sending this off to people where they can see we on here.
Okay, I just sent you the link so people could join too.
Okay. Catherine?
Well, I'm processing myself because it makes no sense.
Yeah, it don't make
It makes absolutely no sense at all. I don't know if drugs were involved. They had to be on something.
Or liquor, right?
Liquor, you're drunk, you're angry. I can't even find any rationale for that one. Whatever they get, they deserve about 10 times over. Because it makes no sense. I don't know if we're watching TV too much. If, we think we're Real Housewives of Houston now and you got to go act poorly. It gives you a license to act bad. I have absolutely no idea with that one at all.
All right. So with that being said, let's kind of get into it. Y'all know one of the things we try to do up here at the studio, especially for this show specifically, Gloves Up, Guns Down, is try to shine a light on violence going on in our community. One of the ways we do that is by taking advantage of what's already been covered, right? But more importantly, take what's been covered and try to show it to our community of people, try to get some people to help call in or maybe share a story or something of significance if they can contribute right to that situation, right? And so I've been all over the web, man. I got a bunch of stories from Fox 26 and ABC 13 and things of that. And the most troubling part about it is I got probably 10 stories up that we may not get through all of them, but these are all local, right? I tried my best to just focus on our local community, and so these stories we'll go through. They all happened within the last 30 days. On top of that, so these is new stories and they local stories, and I bring that to everyone who may see this now, see this later, to y'all attention, because y'all know how fast the news go, right? If you don't see it today, it's gone. It's so much stuff happening so often. And these stories deal with like the loss of life, right? These stories deal with domestic violence. These stories deal with gun violence and teen problems. And so by all means, know that we approach this with sincerity and empathy. We approach this prayed up. And so with that, the one I was just talking about, let's kind of get into that one first, man.
Please, man, please. I'm over here sending this thing out to everybody, man. Lord have mercy.
So
man.
check this out, OG.
A violent assault at a popular Houston restaurant.
Yeah, tonight, Houston police are looking for the woman who pulled out a gun and pistol whipped an employee at Spanish Flowers in the Heights.
Marcelina Benito is live outside the restaurant tonight with this story. Marcelina, what happened?
Well, Len and me, I spoke to that manager tonight. Understandably, he did not want to go on camera. He's still very much concerned about his own safety. He tells me he's only been working at this restaurant for the past 4 months, and he says this all started when some customers suddenly didn't like the food and complained about wait times and the service overall. Tonight, he just wants her caught.
This is the woman Houston police want identified. A surveillance image shows her pointing a gun right at the 58-year-old manager of Spanish Flowers Mexican restaurant. That manager tells me tonight the suspect and 2 other women were eating here back on Sunday, May 26th, around 10 p.m. The women began to complain about the wait time and service at the restaurant. The manager says he told them the restaurant was very busy. Their complaints turned to the quality of the food, and they began shouting. That's when the manager told them they didn't need to pay and asked them to leave. The manager tells us they tried going out the emergency door. As he stopped them and directed them towards the front, they started throwing chairs. He tells me one of the women then slapped him, and he admits he slapped her back. That's when the woman in the photo pulled out a gun and hit him in the head with it before running out. The manager did suffer some bruising but wasn't hospitalized. He's now worried they'll come back.
My God.
That manager also telling me tonight that that woman, once she got into the parking lot, also fired shots into the air. HPD is asking for anyone who knows who this woman might be to call HPD or Crime Stoppers at 713-222-TIPS. We should mention there's a $5,000 reward for information that leads to her arrest. We're live in the Heights tonight. I'm Marcelino Benito, KHOU 11 News.
An unbelievable series of events there at the restaurant.
Lord,
So that's the first one, right? We got the Heights, we got black woman, gunplay for no reason. Ain't no reason, ain't no valid reason for that behavior, right?
Say, man, we're in the wild, wild west, man. Say, man, the man told a young lady and her boyfriend, whoever it was, don't even worry about it. You ain't got to even pay for it. Just leave. You done got the food free. You done ain't got your little stomach full. All you got to do is leave. She go out the
Wrong door, yeah.
What's going to set the alarms off.
Exactly.
So he said, no. Just go out the front. So she slapped him. Anybody gets slapped most of the time because you slap back. It's a reflex.
Yeah.
And
it's called self-defense.
Yeah, he slapped her back and she pulled a gun out and busted him in the head and pointed at him.
Yeah, at him, hit him with it, go outside, let some off in the air before she drive off.
That's animalistic.
Yeah.
Something's wrong with her psychologically. Something wrong with the crew of people who were with her because they'd have told her, no, baby, no, baby, no, put the gun down, put it back, let's go, let's get out of here, let's go. Mm-hmm. We chasing death, Chuck. When you disconnected from God, I just taught a sermon the other day at Pastor Lucas Church on 3115 Alabama. From crisis to Christ. Mm-hmm. When you disconnect from God, you go to crisis. That's what she did.
Mm-hmm. You're absolutely right. And dig this, quick plug for anybody who want to go catch that. Y'all go to our YouTube channel, man. You can go see from crisis to Christ that Minister David Jeremiah did over at Mountain Fellowship. That's live on our YouTube channel right now. Go back and watch it, man. Some great performances on there. It was a great message. It was just a great move of the Spirit that day. And so definitely go check that out. And on that note, pull up. We love to see you in person this month, third Sunday. Same thing in the evening. It's the love service featuring David Jeremiah. So y'all pull up. But back to what we was talking about. So yeah, definitely animalistic. That's the best way to describe.
There's no other way to describe it. She's an animal.
So
I mean, I don't know if she was on drugs, hookah pipe, or pills, or water, wet. I don't know what she was on, but she wasn't in her common sense.
Well, all of the above.
Yeah.
Right. That's the sad reality. A lot of people be on chemical dependency be real.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You hit this man in the head with a gun, man.
But then had the wherewithal, right, to go outside and shoot it
Yeah.
and drive off.
I don't understand why they get a license plate number, and whoever was with her, they guilty too because they didn't even try to stop her.
Mm-hmm. And then
they assisted her
yeah,
with her buffoonery
Yeah.
and her foolishness. You know, sister, whoever you are, you need prayer. You know, and if you want to call me, 281-896-8215, let me minister to you. You know, let me talk to you because you're sick. You know, you don't go around hitting people in the head with a pistol. That's dangerous, sister. Then you pull a gun on the man over nothing.
Then you on fire off in the air, right?
Hold
Them
up.
bullets got to come down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't know who you could have hit. This is my question to you, sister. It was over nothing. He gave you the food, told you don't even worry about it. You don't have to pay for it. Leave. Then you need to come there once a week and let him tell you that. Why would you be mad at him? He done told you ain't got to pay nothing. Leave. And you get upset?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my God.
And the other thing that bothers me about this one, then we'll keep it moving. First off, I'm thankful that he didn't lose his life, right? Wasn't no loss of life in this
I'm
particular
glad he
story.
didn't bust his head well.
He had to go to the hospital.
This man got a wife and a family.
He got a business.
He got to go home to his family and tell his wife, a woman pistol with me.
Oh.
What? A woman had to say, slap me. I slapped her back, then she pistol with me.
Wow.
Yeah,
She done took this man manhood. Lord have mercy. Come on, man.
And so
Ooh-wee.
I feel sorry for the entrepreneur, right? The business owner, the man out here providing jobs. He said they was busy, so he got staff and employees. Like he providing a service to the community, fam.
Man, God, thank you for keeping me out of that. Man, slap me and bust me in the head with a pistol. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. I don't think I can keep Johnny Biden.
In an Only on Fox report, we told you
listen to
about
this.
some brazen thieves jumping over fences in a Westbury neighborhood and committing dozens of thefts. Almost 2 weeks later, and residents in that area say things are getting worse. Fox 26's Randy Wallace joining us live from Westbury with this exclusive report. Randy.
Yeah, Anthony. Now, surveillance cameras have captured what appears to be the same two guys jumping into backyards and taking anything not tied down. Now, one thing has changed. Precinct 5 constables and HPD are now communicating with each other, and it appears they are taking this crime spree seriously. It's been almost 2 weeks since we've been out here. What's it been like?
It is a nightmare. It is not stopped. It's actually gotten worse.
Frequency is definitely increasing.
You've been hit again.
Yeah, they kicked my door down again and took the cheaper junk that they passed on the first time.
Supposedly, the two thieves have been identified. They jump a fence that separates the Westbury Street from the bayou and an apartment complex.
Just yesterday, we were hit 3 times within 16 hours. Had the police and constables out here all 3 times. It does not seem to deter them.
This here is the shed door that they ripped in half yesterday whenever they broke in at 3:30 in the afternoon.
What do you think about that, Charles? They put a big hole there
after
daylight. Your generator.
This is immediately after school.
Makes me mad. Makes me very, very mad because it's not just stealing. Now you're destroying my property.
When we were here 2 weeks ago, police found a man inside this abandoned house. Now there's a sign saying, "Do not enter," but you could still get in the house.
Yeah, that'll do it. Yeah, for sure. It's a joke.
Kyle Braun's brother Darren got in contact with HPD and the Precinct 5 Constable's office, who didn't appear to be communicating with each other. In an email, an HPD commander assures residents a detective has been assigned and is actively investigating.
I would beat the brakes off somebody if I caught them.
It's almost like they're playing a game with you all, isn't it?
Yeah, and I mean, you're a prisoner, and you don't want to leave.
What's the most frustrating thing about this for you?
Feeling hopeless, like I can't do anything to stop it.
I'm kind of to the point where I don't want to live here anymore.
Now, with all the clear surveillance footage and possible IDs, hopefully these two guys will be arrested soon. We will, of course, keep you posted. Reporting live from Westbury, Randy Wallace, Fox 26 News.
So here we go, West Houston. And I showed this one because I knew we was gonna fight the power earlier, and I knew that we was gonna be talking about vocational school.
Right.
And so I feel like them gentlemen, them young men who are clearly captured on video surveillance could benefit from vocational schools.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so I feel like remember I asked you a question earlier, like what's the impact? That's part of the impact, right?
It. When they don't have nothing to do.
Exactly.
Right.
An idle mind is a devil workshop. We say that, but we
They
don't
said at
understand
3:30.
it.
So understand, this
in the
is right
daytime
after
when
school.
people coming home, children coming home, no fear. And then ain't been look.
Bless you.
Bless you.
And Chuck, not only that, they been there and came back.
Mm-hmm. That lady said 3 times in 16
left
hours.
some stuff and then come back and got it.
The old dude said they came back and got the raggedy stuff that they left the first time. So let's add a value to life, right? If we was to dig deeper here, right? With the stuff that they ran off with, that the owner called raggedy. You know what I'm saying? He called his own stuff raggedy.
It's not worth anything.
But it's about to be worth their life.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's about to be worth their life because, let's be honest, it couldn't have been my house.
No, I'm shooting.
I'm shooting.
Yeah. Because you scared me.
My point exactly.
You scared
me and my family.
I don't know
shooting.
I don't know what you're gonna do.
Yeah. The behavior.
I don't want to hurt nobody, but I'm not gonna let you hurt me.
Yeah.
So once you enter, it's a death zone.
It's a death zone. You have officially.
Yeah, you're in a death zone. So if that's what you came for, that's what you're gonna get. I'm not into murdering nobody. I'm not into hurting nobody. But once you come on my property or your property, our property, you scare me because you're approaching me. I don't know how many guns you got. I don't know how many people with you. And you hear what the boy said. The white boy said, if I catch him, I'm going to beat him up.
As a matter of fact, his words was, I'm going to beat the brakes off of him.
Yeah.
Is what he said, which is frankly better than killing him. Because I'm talking about letting off 2 or 3. I got great aim.
Yeah.
And so it ain't going to take more than 2. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't going to miss him.
And so that's why I asked the question, how can we value life, right? Because they were stealing handheld stuff that he was throwing over the fence. Like, and you willing to die about that?
Them dope fiends.
Yeah.
Man, they look like teens.
They dope fiends though. They hooked on some drugs.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody
definitely.
Ain't nobody gonna jump over no fence and get something you gotta go pawn for $30 and get a life sentence.
But they getting high off the act anyway.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's cat and mouse for them. And usually when people do that, they start getting more and more aggressive because they're like, I got through with this. So I'm gonna like peeping Toms turn into rapist kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So their behavior is going to keep escalating too until.
My God.
You're right. You said something right there. They getting high off the act.
They're getting high off the act.
Now that's deep. I ain't taught on that in a while.
It's deep.
You know, I'm initiation. I got to go do something and come back and report what I did.
Mm-hmm.
But I ain't did nothing for God. But I did something for some fool to prove something to him. But this fool didn't give me life. Now, God gave me life, but I'm not doing nothing for him. But I do something for somebody to prove something to them. And I'm a fool for them, and I go out and I get a case. They ain't going to give me a lawyer. Come on, man.
No, they ain't going to get you no lawyer.
Let's go to the next one, man. It's crazy.
It's crazy. Anybody who tuned in right now, appreciate y'all tuning in. I love to hear what y'all got to say. Give us a call live in the studio, 281-969-8190. Or no matter where you're watching this at, if you're watching this on Facebook or YouTube, post a comment. We'll see your comments and we will respond accordingly. OG, I'm going to get into this next one here because this next one includes young kids, 12, 13-year-olds.
Lord have mercy. My God.
See that breaking news here coming out of West Houston, where 5 kids as young as 12 years old, involved in a high-speed police chase in a stolen car that ends with one of them dead.
Yeah, it's just a terrible situation. Denise Middleton is live near the scene on Westheimer Road, where police say they are still looking for 2 of these.
That's right. They're still looking for 2 of the minors who caused multiple wrecks last night. The last one ending here at the intersection of Blue Willow Drive and Westheimer. But it all started with a hit and run on Richmond around 10 last night. Police saw the group of kids in a stolen vehicle traveling at a high rate of speed before crashing into a car. They tried to get them to stop, but the driver kept going and ended up hitting another car on Kirkwood. Then the suspects tried to avoid a Metro bus on Westheimer and crashed into 3 other vehicles. That's when police say 4 of the kids jumped out of the car and ran away. Police chased them down, but only caught 2. They found another boy in the car who was unresponsive. We're told he died at the hospital. The 2 who were detained were taken to the hospital with minor injuries.
There were 5 vehicles that were hit in total by the suspect vehicle. None of those citizens were transported, but they have most have stayed on scene to help with the investigation.
So again, still early on in this investigation, but of course we'll be sure to let you know once we get any more information about these 2 suspects police are now looking for. Reporting live from West Houston, Denise Middleton, Fox 26 News.
The world thinks there are.
This is
5 kids, ages 12 to 13.
This is a crisis.
Ages 12 to 13.
We need to put that tape out, I talk. From crisis to Christ. I want you to get that tape. I want to put it out. Put 6-7 minute segments of it. It was about 45 minutes because I addressed that. And I already know what's coming and doing. In Matthew 24:27, earthquake in diverse places, yet the worst is yet to come. God is going to have storms, tornadoes. God is going to crush America. Brother, we're going to drink our own blood like sweet wine. We have no respect for our elders. We have no respect for our women. We have no respect for our children.
And no respect for other people's property.
No, we're at the Wild Wild West. 31 states and gave little children guns at 18 years old. Their mind won't develop till they're 24 to 26. But you won't give them alcohol till they're 21 or cigarettes at 21, but you'll give them a deadly weapon. Come on, Greg Abbott. Come on, Donald Trump. We being set up. NRA don't give a damn about nobody. We being set up by these guns, man. Second Amendment, everybody can have a gun. But that ain't what a gun for. And then you sell this assault weapon where it can outgun the police. You done sold guns to people. Now SWAT coming out now because they just shot. I don't know if we got this. They went out. The police went out to. I don't know if it's in Houston. They went out to for warrant, and the boy inside killed 3-4 of the police officers. Shot through the door. Shot him. Killed him. So now when they go to serve a warrant, SWAT go with them.
Mm-hmm.
I just seen SWAT right here on.
And the dude who shot at him, they wasn't even coming for him. They was going to a different apartment.
Yeah,
I saw that story.
You seen that?
I saw it. I was like, wow, they that's back to the animalistic behavior, though, right? That's all that is. Well, I'm so scared for my transgressions.
Yeah.
That I think they coming for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think they coming for me. They coming for him.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. They killed 3 of the officers. They coming hard now.
What gets me about this story here, OG, is because this one don't include no gun violence. This one ain't got nothing to do with being, 18 and being able to acquire a gun. This one got everything to do with peer pressure.
Yeah.
This one got everything to do with probably some lack of parenting somewhere because they 12 and 13.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So these is what's that? 6th grade, 7th grade, right? This is where your mom at? You know what I'm saying? Where's your daddy at, bro? Why y'all out here stealing cars? And why you felt it was cool to get in the car with them? Like, we was taught that, bro. My best partner could have pulled up 3 deep. I know that ain't his car. I'm not getting in there.
They just arrested almost 100 people, Chuck, on the north side. They sold almost over 1,000 cars from the airport. up under them
I
things.
saw that. Yeah, the whole theft ring.
Yeah, they got a whole, look at you. They got a whole theft ring. They take them cars to Mexico, all kind of places. They take the motor out. They making billions of dollars off these cars. So the children steal 25, 30 cars. They got them $200,000-$300,000. That's why we need a vocational school. If they can steal a car, Chuck, they can be a mechanic.
Yeah, you can write some code.
They stealing cars. They breaking in the car, open the car, crank the car. Ain't no key. They cranking the car. They know how to put the wires together, take it out.
You can definitely be a mechanic.
You can be a mechanic, and you ain't you.
It's the same skill set.
Yeah, you got a skill set, but you're using it for the devil. I mean, the whole north side, Intercontinental Airport, George Bush, they bushed him up. They took so many cars, over 1,000 cars, Chuck. But it's inside. It's inside. They know where the cars at, know how long the people gonna be gone. And when the people come back, their car's gone. And they bust the whole ring up. So, grand old theft, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Xbox. See, we spending 40, 50, 60 hours playing that. But it's 168 hours in a week. We won't give God 2 hours, but we give Xbox and Grand Theft and all the other crazy games they playing. I don't know how to play none of them, Chuck. I don't even know how to crank the machine up. So it's all a con game, man. And we're being sucked into it. And that's why the children will shoot so quick, because they don't know how to fight. They ain't been no karate, no boxing, no wrestling. So they don't want to be punk, so they shoot.
On top of that, the masculine kind of influence that they would have. Right? Big bro, pops, unk, either dead or in jail. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or gay, unfortunately. And so they just can't get the masculine energy that they need. You know what I'm saying? And so therefore they ain't interested in coming from the shoulders. I ain't interested in losing, but staying alive to fight another day, right? RP to John Witherspoon. You know, he said that in Friday. He told Craig, you know what I'm saying, with these, right? And that's literally what we're talking about right now. You can fight another day, but they don't have that influence to tell them that. That's why we gotta do it, right? And so that's why I make the music I make, and that's why that'd be my method of trying to tell them.
Yeah. We're gonna push it.
But at the same time, I know that you know my music ain't enough. I know that what you standing on, as much as God got you and as strong as you are, ain't no enough. You know what I'm saying? I know that that's why we making a plea for all these people to support the vision and his mission.
Let me help you out. We're gonna pump it up. I got a mega church that I'm flying to every week now. He's gonna put us on national TV. He gonna meet with Minister Farrakhan. We're gonna bring the Muslim Christians together. And that's all I'm gonna say. I ain't gonna say his name because I don't even want to know till it happened. Because the government gonna try to stop it. Because they scared, man. They making billions of dollars. These children shooting each other. It's been about 10 cars with children wrecking cars and racing and stealing cars and flipping cars over. One car, all 4 of them died.
That lady, the police station said it was 5 vehicles in this situation, and almost a Metro bus.
Yeah, but this been going on 4 weeks, stealing cars, flipping cars over, and the police, brother, anytime 4 people in a car in the middle of the night, and they had gloves on.
It's no good.
They was on the way to do something. And then this other girl died about 6 months ago. They was coming from a party or something, and University of Houston. And I went to the funeral. And the girl and the 3 people, coach from University of Houston.
Oh yeah, coming out Alameda.
Yeah, and come from downtown, run over them, killed all 4 of them in the car.
Speeding.
He killed all 4. How you kill 4 people?
Speeding. Wow. Speeding.
He killed the girl, the coach, and the 2 ball players. And the coach gave his started coaching free. He went to the head coach, said, "Coach, I want to help you with all these young guys. Look at his heart." He went to help the coach, to help the children where they could be successful, and he did.
Because somebody being back to that word again, animalistic. Right? Back to that.
But I disagree with what you said.
What I said?
Yes, I do. Because you were like, I'm only one person. And Dr. Jeremiah is only one person. All it takes is one person. because you never know who you're going to be meeting. And as far as the music goes, as program director, Kingdom Culture Radio, that's what I'm looking for. I've had some of these songs that are not traditional gospel have me crying in the middle of Coles because it touched my heart that way. And then I'll go back to kids who have maybe not had that exposure to that type of message, and then they tell me how it resonates with them. And music to a beat touches something on the inside, and so sometimes it'll trigger something in you and just make you think differently. And the work that Dr. Jeremiah is doing, you reaching folks, you teaching folks. I've had, again, feedback of a lot of people that your message has resonated with. But Martin Luther King was one person. Malcolm X was one person. I think it was Maya Angelou that said all it takes is one person standing on righteousness to change the world. All we need is that one.
I received that. I can definitely receive that.
Well, you didn't mean to belittle yourself, but being humble.
Yeah, you being
your
humble.
one song at PSA, when we redo it, you could touch over 1 million people. Minister Farrakhan said that. One rap song, one positive rap song could shock the world. So it's going to happen with you. It's going to happen with Jay. Because what I'm doing now in New Orleans, I'm not telling them because I don't want to give them my business. We're going to be on national TV. You too. I'm going to take you one of these weeks with me where you can meet them. I already told you my producer, you and Mike D. It's our time, Chuck.
One of the things I was telling my people the other day, I said that, I want to shift my focus away from trying to change the world, right? And instead, let me change my house. Let me change my block. Let me change my neighborhood. Let me change my community. You know what I'm saying? Because I can reach them people, you know what I'm saying? And they respect me enough to actually listen to what I'm saying. And so now I was telling my bro, so if I do that for my block and my house and my community, and you on the Southwest, and you do it for your house and your block and your community, and my other boy in the Trey, he do it for his block and his house, and if we do that, then we can start to collectively kind of make a impact that people feel.
Right.
So that was my logic behind saying I'm just one person. That's why I'm recruiting. You know what I'm saying? To unify the voice. So one voice can be loud, but I definitely receive what you said, and I definitely believe that. Right? Yeah, one person can change the world. We seen Ali do it. We seen Malcolm. We seen Martin do it.
Yeah.
We seen Tupac do it. Right? Yeah. So it can be done.
Nipsey Hussle.
Yeah. And so I'm definitely not negating that. But I think that my core message is that it's gonna take more than me, you know what I'm saying?
Of course.
Yeah, well, we know that. But
it's gonna require everybody to pull together for us to have a maximum impact.
Yeah, God put us together. Chuck, me and you with this show, and I done told you, because I ain't talked to Ricky in a minute. I'm gonna call Ricky. Make sure I call Ricky. This show is gonna go syndicated. Chuck, no one is talking solution but us. Everybody else on tube fighting and cursing and hoeing and slapping and fighting and having sex with everybody on the show. Ain't nobody talking about no solution but us. Look at all that foolishness out there, man. Wilding out and all that. It ain't nothing. Hoes, housewives, and fighting and slapping each other, and not a mob housewife. It's nothing, man.
All that stuff contribute to the negative imagery.
Yeah,
trying to get past.
Yeah. Now they took one of our rappers and put him on some silly commercial. I can't remember who it was. I was so upset. It was some food that caused cancer immediately, and they put him on there. Jack in the Box. He put him on there about Jack in the Box.
Mm-hmm.
Who in the hell was that? I hate to say this. I think it was Ice Cube.
No, it wasn't Cube. It was
it was on Jack. It was Jack in the Box. They talking about eating this filthy burger that causes cancer. They know it's got bovine bacteria in it. No beef ain't no good for you. No, it sits in your stomach. We got 13,000 McDonald's, but we ain't got but 500 Whole Foods. Michelle Obama tried to change the food industry when she took them saturated hot dogs out of the school. They was mad at her about that. Food is the number one killer in the world. We can keep running from it all we want. That's why we at CVS and Walgreens getting a patch on the shoulder. They don't have no cure. They treat it.
Man, it's crazy. I was listening to the homie to the Man to Man podcast earlier with Steve-O and 19 Keys, right?
Yeah.
Keys said, man, the food in America is so screwed up, so chemically dependent that you can go overseas, right, and eat some food and you'll feel sustained, you'll feel energized. You can come to the States, eat that same food, and all of a sudden you feel full, you feel sluggish, you feel, and he was like, that's just due to the FDA and all of the chemicals and all the stuff that they allow us to digest here that we can't eat nowhere else. And so, to the point of what you're saying, that's why I try to stay away from fast food restaurants. Like,
well, you're doing good. You done lost weight. You changed your diet. You listen to me. I think I sent you Game Changer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you look at that once a week, and you and your wife gonna get more healthy, more finer, because you're a leader. So we need you. It ain't about you. You're a leader, and thousands and millions of children gonna be looking at you. So once you get there, you can tell the story of how you got there.
Mm-hmm.
See? Because you have a lot of knowledge in your head, man. You saying something, man. Your rap song saying something. You're going to become a threat. I'm telling you for what happened. Because you conscious. They don't want conscious rappers. They want you saying suck me, eat me, flip me, dip me, hip me, lick me, trip me.
Mm-hmm.
Let's have some sex with some dogs. It's just madness, man. Just madness. Catherine comes out of Fort Worth. She get to Houston. She think it's Wild Wild West down there. She looking, God, what the hell? Anybody come to Houston? Because we trying to be like Chicago.
You're trying to be like Atlanta. Trying to be like,
brother, it's a setup. They put Shy on the TV for 2-3 years. That stuff resonated in these children's mind. Then the grand old theft, and now you can put more guns in, police in. They got a gang where you can put in what you want to put in, and then they got 7-8 people playing it. They're not even the same place. They can be at different houses and come in.
No, I know people who play it, and it's crazy. It's crazy because I know people who play it, and I know people who making money off of it playing it. Right. And so it's one thing to just kind of occupy your time playing the game. It's another thing to actually use that as an income stream. Right now, I'm actually making money playing this game, even though whether I'm making money or not, the message still the same. You know what I'm saying? Killing people. And luckily, most of my peers who do play it mature enough to know that this is just a game, right? The challenge is when these 12 and 13-year-olds we was talking about earlier, 9 and 10-year-olds spend hours playing it, and when they die, they can wake up and reset it and play again, right? And then you try to bring that same attitude to real life, and you shoot somebody.
They don't pop back up. It ain't Pac-Man.
Ain't no reset.
Ain't no reset.
You know what I'm saying? Ain't no. I got an extra life because I accomplished a certain amount of work. No, bro, he dead and you going to jail. You know what I'm saying? And if you might die too if you ain't kill him. And so it's a thing. Let's get into a song, then we'll get into an ad. We'll come back and keep it going, man.
Come on with it, man.
I'm going in like punishment. Put your faith in God, don't put it in the government. Hard for me to trust in it, cause they ain't got no love in it. That's why I worship Christ, because he never break the covenant. A black man trying to survive in the United States. It's kinda hard cause the country got divided. Hate or Negro civil war with this black on black crime rate. Need to value one another, change your whole mind state. Black lives must matter to us too. We can't expect them to do what's better than us do. It starts at the house, real men need to step up. Worried about that miracle whip, really need to catch up. It's all good, stack your bread, pockets make a muscle, but prioritize, man, God, family, hustle. When God first, everything else falls into place. Without God, everything else just a disgrace. So don't worry about your mistakes, long as you got his grace. Nobody can dictate where you go. Just improve and try to get straight. Keep having that big faith and watch God open up another door. I'm just saying, no time to stop playing, bro. Not sure what you waiting for, need to start praying. praying mode. Look, it's time to build up each other, turn these women into wild, stop making baby mothers. Stop killing our brothers over colors, fighting over a block that we don't even own. The time's getting tougher, but we don't have to suffer because Christ is on the throne. Pay attention to the truth and not the rhetoric. And I'm thinking my country might need an exorcist or at least a therapist because it's treacherous. Fighting for the country, you could be a homeless veteran. All blacks ain't thugs, all whites ain't prejudice, all preachers ain't reverends, all church folk ain't going to heaven in, and all Muslims ain't terrorists. Hold up, shots fired, catch a slug. You got your head in the clouds, I'm trying to wake you up. I wear a suit, everybody wanna show me love. Jordan 5s and a hoodie, then you calling me a thug. When the thug is the one with the gun and the badge, innocent man killed, I caught on the body cam. Rest in peace to Philando. Please, don't shoot, I can't breathe, got my hands up. Sad truth is, they don't understand us. How you gonna protect somebody you scared of? Why shoot to kill when you got a taser? And why you still trying to enslave us? Steal our culture and then change us. Create the whole problem, turn around and blame us. Got us confused, just wanna be famous. To be a dope boy or an entertainer, or be a stripper, anything to get your change up. They got us focused on the wrong things, bruh. See, we all God's children cause he made us. And I pray in Jesus' name cause he my savior. You should get saved too before the day's up. Don't be a lame duck on that same stuff, getting changed up, getting caught up and forgetting where you came from. Do it now, not later. Change your behavior. Putting Christ on blast, the first and the last, future in the past. He is the Alpha and Omega. King Jesus, the one and only Savior, the Creator, the one who gives you salvation. If we get it together, we be better than ever. Moving to another level. Don't be bothered by the devil. Just remain careful. Keep on walking the straight and narrow and treat each other special. In the lesson is we all get the blessing. So please don't doubt it. Don't be quiet with your praise. Don't shout it. Wake up call to my people. Jesus coming back. A public service announcement.
Yo, rep the movement with Mo Serious Fashions. Copy your fresh snapback or hoodie or a tee. All representing the Mo City Podcast, Debate with Bake, or Gloves Up, Guns Down. Everything is custom made with love from our top-notch manufacturers. We got a dope range of colors and sizes to fit your vibe. Everything from blue, red, green, black, white, and more. Rep the Mo and keep it fresh, fam. Hit up moseries.com/merchandise and order today. Let's go. Yo, we back. Gloves up, guns down. Y'all know the vibes, man. Mo Serious Studios. We in the building. I'm Chuck, man. We got Miss Captain in the building. We got the OG, Johnny Binder Jr., Minister David Jeremiah in the building. And y'all know we trying to shine a light on some criminal activity that's been happening in our community, discuss it, try to come up with a solution, and at a very minimum, send some positive vibes and love to the families that's affected. And on a bigger scale, hopefully bring a solution to the problem that can prevent it from happening again. With that being said, OG, you were just talking about the story of the police who went to go serve the warrant and then end up getting shot at, right?
Shot at. I think they killed 3 of them.
So let's see here. Let's see if this is the same.
Well, it's been more than one.
I know. That's what I want to see if this is the same one that I think it is.
One was in town, one was out of town.
Figure out why a man shot at them while officers were responding to a burglary on the west side. This happened about 3:30 this afternoon at an apartment complex on Tanglewild near Westheimer and South Gessner. Aniela Ruiz is joining us live from the scene tonight. Aniela, here's the baffling part. Police say this guy firing at them was not even one of the burglary suspects.
My God.
Well, that's right, Lynn. Police officers tell me that he was actually a family member of the victim whose apartment was broken into today. And residents who heard the gunfire said they were scared and kind of sheltered at home for fear of being hurt.
Officers say they were greeted by gunfire Tuesday while they were responding to a burglary call here at this apartment complex in West Houston. A resident called 911 at around 3:30 this afternoon after getting an alert from a Ring doorbell camera.
30.
The complainant observed through a Ring door camera 3 individuals with masks kicking her door.
HPD says after calling 911, the victim also called a family member who went to the apartment and got there first.
Whatever reason, we don't know what the motive is. He raised the firearm and discharged his weapon at the officers.
Officers returned fire and shot the man in the leg.
Let me get HSD out here.
The officers were not hurt.
They were applying a tourniquet. That's all the information we know.
Neighbors who were home said they heard the gunfire.
We just heard like 4 or 5 really loud gunshots in the hallway.
Some of the female residents here tell us they're now frightened to stay here. They don't know if the original burglary was random or a targeted incident.
Unsettling, definitely unsettling at times. Because by yourself, a woman, what if it would have been like somebody else's apartment and they would have walked in?
Well, the family member is recovering at the hospital tonight. It's unclear if he will face any charges at this time. But we do know that officers told us that the suspects that broke into that apartment, well, they were long gone when officers arrived. Reporting live in West Houston, Anayeli Ruiz, KHOU 11 News.
Such a baffling.
Oh, gee.
Yeah. That's not the one. The other one, they killed 3 police officers.
Okay, so that's a different one.
Yeah, different. They shot, they was going serving a warrant. He started shooting. And then another guy shot and killed his wife, put in the closet, went in front of the house, and the police pull up with the shooting at the police. The police don't kill him. He'd run out of bullets and throw his hand up. And the police didn't shoot him. Went handcuffs, put him in the car. And
White
black.
boy.
I
Gotta
can't
be.
remember. I kind of think it was, but I couldn't believe that one. But the other one, the police.
They don't miss with us.
Yeah,
man.
I know. The police was innocently went up for a warrant, and the dude started shooting. He killed 3 of the police and wounded 1. So it's finna get real chaotic. Any warrant, now they bringing SWAT with them. They when they come in. They not no 239. They coming with SWAT. That big. I seen it right there on Belford and Jutland. They had that thing turn around like a tank. I never seen one. About $500,000. Bomb explosive, bulletproof, all iron. I'm like, oh, it was about 40 of them out there. They coming hard.
You know what got me about this story here? You know me, I be trying to, it be the small details and the other stuff I be looking at.
Mhm.
This was at 3:30 p.m.
Yeah.
Second one, 3:30.
In the daytime.
Daytime, right after school, right?
Yeah.
Second thing that
The
got me
worst
about
time.
this one was that this wasn't like last show we was covering, it was a similar situation, but it was in a residential neighborhood, right? This was in an apartment complex.
Right.
In one of these newer complexes, right? Where we all on one hall, we all sharing walls. And so the chance for additional violence and other hurt people is much higher in an apartment.
Way higher.
Right? Compared to like a home, a single family home. And so I'm just sitting there thinking about that. Like, okay.
And the people scared.
Yeah, they should
Because they
be.
saying they don't know if this random or somebody's setting it up. And now they don't know when they next. I don't know if the person coming back.
Mm-hmm.
So people living in fear, man. But again, vocational schools are stop at least 40, 50% of this, man. And they know this, Chuck.
Mm-hmm.
They don't give a damn. We being set up, our children being set up. Somebody take a village to raise a child. Now it take 10 villages now because they playing a game, man. It's a game. It's a game.
Man, you
Which one is this?
you know any women who use rideshare services like Uber or Lyft? You do?
I do.
Okay, we got Catherine in here say she used Uber or Lyft.
What happened to her?
A former Lyft driver is suing the rideshare company after she says a man was able to make this obscure profile on the app request a ride from her, and assault her by gunpoint. The same man has been federally indicted on crimes involving a robbery and using a gun during a crime spree. Fox 26's Sherman DeSalle spoke with the woman and has that story live from downtown tonight.
Yeah, good evening, Rashi. 19-year-old Kenneth Kelly is in a group of suspects police believe are responsible for a string of burglaries that happened in a matter of 3 months, and it involved over a dozen rideshare drivers in the Houston area. We spoke with one former Lyft driver who says the last ride she took that night turned into a nightmare.
I almost lost my life for $3 and a few cents and would have never seen my family, my kids. They didn't even get to say goodbye.
A woman tells Fox 26 in June of 2023 she was finishing up driving for Lyft for the night when she received a request for a ride in Missouri City. She declined and received a message from the company.
Said that I would be penalized if I did not take the ride. So being that I didn't want any penalties like deactivation of my account or any bad scoring or anything of that sort, I did go ahead and take that ride.
That's when the woman says she picked up 19-year-old Kenneth Kelly, whose real name or picture was not used on the profile. Court documents say Kelly was having a sexually explicit conversation on his phone in the car, and the driver told him not to. She asked him to move to the passenger side of the back seat, and he refused. That's when she said things turned violent.
He pulled a gun out and put it to my head.
My God.
Pulled like that.
My God.
To drive.
The woman says after forcing her to drive to the south side of Houston on a dead-end street, he made her get out of the car. He groped her and made her promise she would pick him up if he called her. She agreed, got back in the car, and left. She's suing Lyft after their lack of response to the incident and the need for better safety measures for drivers.
They have people out here driving every day, every second for them, and they can't even call for help. You can't call for help immediately.
Her attorney says Lyft's 2021 report showed drivers were targeted in nearly 40% of sexual assault cases reported to them.
This was absolutely foreseeable to Lyft and to Uber, and it was completely preventable.
Kelly faces 10 state criminal charges, including kidnapping and robbery and assault. We also reached out to Lyft for comment, but we've yet to hear back from them.
So that one wasn't necessarily for the passengers, right? But
I did try to drive too.
So I know people who drive, right? My daughter drove, right? You know what I'm saying? So I was thinking about that. I know a bunch of women who drive is good money. You know what I'm saying? If you need a secondary hustle, you got a whip,
Right.
you got the time, it's easy money, right? And so I ain't mad at the rideshare hustle. I am disappointed in the companies themselves.
Right.
Right? Like ain't no way that whoever driving shouldn't have an easy button for emergencies. You know what I'm saying?
But drivers are going to have to take care of themselves. You can't just not encouraging bad behavior. I'm just saying protect yourself. Have some mace, have some something. But you're going to have to a little stun gun, whatever it takes. But you're going to have something to protect yourself.
She said he put a gun to her head.
I know.
And so like ain't no mace.
No way.
I know she did. I'm just saying in general.
Well said.
Yeah, in general. And if they sit behind you initially,
yeah,
you're gonna
before
have,
you even drive
before
off.
you even drive off, you
got to scoot over, fam.
You got to scoot over. You're not going to scoot over. You got to get out, and you can't be afraid that you're going to be penalized by the rideshare company. It's, you know, they're just going to stick another driver behind the wheel if something happened to you. You just a number, you know. It's like, cool, I'm cool, but I start getting like a string of passengers that were like, ma'am, why are you doing this? Why is it be at night? You know, you're not supposed to do this at night. And one guy, I called him my friendly redneck. He was like, darling, I don't know why you doing this. He said, but I think I'd find something else to do because there's a lot of weird people out here. And he was like my third one. I said, okay, warnings come in 3. So I shall not be doing this anymore. That was like the end of it for me. I didn't do it long, but yeah, you got to take care of yourself while you're out there.
Mike D, what's up, baby?
Definitely got to be aware. Situational awareness. You know what I'm saying?
And even if they get in the car and their energy is wrong,
Yeah, be aware of that.
Be aware of that, and don't be afraid to say no. The money is good, but
and like she was saying, this was $3. Like this was around the corner, which most Ubers be. They be short trips,
right?
They be short trips, and so it was. That's why I brought that story up. One, because it happened in Missouri City, right? Like,
Right.
okay. Number two, like I know women who drive. I know women who hustle like that, and so it's like let's shine a light on this situation. Like, ladies, be careful out here.
Can I speak on it?
Yeah, absolutely.
I heard what she said, and I agree with what she said, but it's something way more important than that. And I think she agreed after I say it. Number one, it should be a 911 button on that thing.
Right.
They should be able to tell on people's driver license if they legit or not, and run it to see if they got warrants or whoever they is. You cannot put people in no car with no women in the middle of the night, and then you don't even know who it is. The dude got a fake ID.
Yeah, he got a fake
Yeah,
profile.
so, and then the lady just say 40% of this going on, sexual stuff. So they making so much money, millions of dollars, knocking the cab people out. They not even trying to protect them. Where's the protection at? You making all this money. Where's the protection at? Look, man, like the lady said, the fool put a gun to her head.
Right.
She had to make it home to her children, her husband, her mama, nobody. Over a fucking $15 or $20 ride. You lose your life.
$3 and some change.
Because understand, as the driver, it probably did cost the rider $15.
Yeah.
She was only gonna make
Get
$4.
4.
Yeah. So the Uber and Lyft need to be stopped immediately and bring security especially to the women. If women driving at night, at any time, especially at night, it has to be a 911 button on there.
Yeah. They need to add the button, the emergency button right to this app.
Right.
And the camera.
A camera don't cost nothing. You can get a camera today for $25, $30. It ought to be a camera in every car.
But
The
they
same
can-
way the police got a camera. That way, a person know they're being filmed, so they know whatever they do is on national TV. And if you don't want to get in, don't get in. Because if you scared to get in, you finna do something. I get it. Camera on. Hey, y'all, how you doing? I'm in. I ain't doing nothing. I ain't
don't
finna do
plan
nothing
on
to
doing
Catherine
nothing.
or Miss Lorraine or no other female. But when people, I'm not going to get away with this. Lyft and Uber need to get protection for women and men, but especially for women. They need to put a camera in there. They need to do when people call in, they need to make sure that this person
Is who they say they are.
who they say they are, and make sure they ain't got no warrant for their arrest. Because they can hit the button. They dump it in the system. It don't take but a minute. So just make sure who is getting in this car with their people. They not protecting their people. And I'm finna go at Lyft and Uber ourselves. Gloves up, guns down. We're going at them. No doubt about it. 40%?
Yeah, that's crazy.
But I have had a handful of drivers that have a camera in the car.
Yeah,
and they
review
put
camera.
the inside the car.
Yeah, that's what I'm
They tape
saying. It's on the rearview mirror, but it's facing
us,
Mhm.
and they have a sign up letting you know.
Yeah, this ride is
You're
being
being
recorded.
recorded.
Yeah.
Every ride should be recorded.
Fact.
Because it's too easy to lose your life. The person in the back seat, I do is shoot you in the back of the head.
And look, she said she was in Missouri City. He took her all the way to the south side somewhere, dead end. Took us dead end.
And then told her,
come back and get me if I call
get
you.
me if I call you.
Wow.
If that ain't animalistic.
Brother.
That's
in Romans 1:25, God say, who changed the truth of God into a lie and worship the creature instead of the creator? 26, 27, 28, God gave over to a reprobate mindset, animalistic. And God say, all of you that do this deserve death. And that's what's going to happen, Chuck. A lot of these folks going to have to be killed, man. I know people don't like what I'm saying, but say, man, to get in a car, put this gun to this lady's head.
Take her across town,
$3.
dead end, grope her, right? And then that they probably put it lightly, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
And to that sister, I'm so sorry that happened to
Very sorry.
I'm
Like,
Man, please call us 281-896-8215. I don't want to die. Let me help you put this in the media where we can shut them down, make them put the cameras in every car, a 911 to call where the police can be there in 2 seconds, and we get the idea of the person, make sure exactly who it is, where they won't do it. Thank you.
So dig this.
A couple is dead and a small child is injured after an apparent murder-suicide at an apartment in Spring.
This happened at a complex near the Hardy Toll Road. Fox 26's Sherman DeSalle joining us live from the scene. Sherman, what are deputies saying so far?
Yeah, good evening, Rashi. Anthony. The couple lived here at the Pierpont Apartments. We're on the 23,000 block of Springwoods Village Parkway. Dispatch got the call about 5 o'clock earlier this evening about shots fired at this complex. Harris County Precinct 4 deputies responded to that call, and when they got here, they found a 39-year-old male dead from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. They also found a 33-year-old woman shot and unresponsive. First responders tried to rescue her, but she died on the scene. And now investigators say that it appears the couple got into some type of fight or argument, and the man started chasing and shooting at the woman inside of the apartment. And the deputies believe that's when the small child, who was also in the apartment at the time, was shot.
They also discovered a 10-year-old child. That child was flown, airlifted to Memorial Hermann in critical condition. She went straight into surgery, and we have not gotten an update on her condition at the time.
10 years old.
10-year-old little girl shot in this tragedy. That's definitely one of the saddest parts of this story. I asked the sergeant if there was a history of disturbance calls that came from that apartment where that couple lived. He said that's something that's still investigating. They're still investigating right now. Reporting from Spring, Sherman DeSalle, Fox 26 News.
Murder, suicide, and then the kid get hit. So before you even respond, OG, another apartment, right? Another shooting in an apartment, right? Southwest Houston. Whatever Spring, actually. It was Spring. But I'm just drawing the similarities. Right, I'm just looking at, for the cases we looked at today. We got 3 apartments, 3 guns, right? We got shooting in the apartments, and in this case here, we got 2 deaths and a child injury, right? Police said that there was evidence that they was fighting before it happened. Then they said he was running around shooting at her at the apartment.
You go first. I'm trying to cool off.
Well, I think my same question from the previous situation is applicable here, right? Like,
it's worse.
It's like
you go first. I can't talk right now because I'm gonna say the wrong thing.
So I pray for that child, right? My empathize with the
brother,
kid.
I'm
man.
so upset right now, brother. I almost flipped this thing over and go and give you a check, but I'm going to talk. This innocent 10-year-old child had nothing to do with this. Been light flighted and don't know if he gonna live or not.
Not just
and
that,
you
probably saw both his parents die.
Hold on. And you allow the governor, NRA, and all these rotten people with all these guns, a second commitment, you ain't gonna take my gun. Ain't nobody trying to take your gun. But when you give children guns, 16, 17, 18, and then you make it legal for them to get a gun at 18 with no background, no nothing. The guy that killed them folks over the Uvalde, it was no back, and then sold them the bullets. If you looked on his Facebook, you'd have took the gun from him. Mm-hmm. So again, Chuck, this done went too far, man. Every day, 7 days a week, blood is shed in Houston and all over. So it's bad. I
don't know how this is gonna sound, OG. I'm gonna say it anyway.
Yeah.
Like, if you gonna take her life, fam, and yours, bro, take yourself out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want to just encourage that type of behavior because that's animalistic as well. But like you already taking yourself out, fam.
And chased in the apartment complex, Pastor Harris. Chased the girl in the apartment complex. Pass on them. Chased in the complex J. Xavier father, chasing the complex. This is crazy, man. And shoot her, shoot the other one, and shoot the 10-year-old, life flighted to the thing. We don't, and they operating a quick operation. We don't know if they're gonna die yet, but we selling guns to everybody, no background, and 31 states right now selling guns to 18-year-old children. That's emotional. Huh? The children are emotional. They don't have no, they don't need no gun. But you don't give them no alcohol till they're 21. You don't give them no cigarettes till they're 21, but you give them a damn deadly weapon. So we've been set up by the government, man. And these young people are dying, women are dying, children are dying, and we don't do a damn thing about it. And we sit around like everything is all right. And all these damn pastors ain't saying nothing.
Yeah, so we got a pastor on the line right now.
Tell Pastor what happened, man.
We got a pastor on the line right now. Hey, Pastor, how you doing, sir? You live on Gloves Up, Guns Down.
Well, we need to be talking about the epidemic that's going on with our youth, and the violence is at all-time high right here in our city. And what we've got to do is by any means necessary, we got to come out of the walls of the church and out of the homes. And we've got a challenge. I just saw the leader of Public Enemy challenge the rappers today about what they're putting.
You talking
in
about
their songs.
Chuck D?
Chuck D just challenged the young rappers to say, "Look, we didn't do it that way, brothers. We didn't do the beefing. We didn't do violence. We didn't do misogynistic bend it over. We didn't do that." And this is affecting our generation.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So why you got the ears and the attention of the people listening? Before I ask you this next question, just kind of tell us your church and your name so people can know who voice they're hearing.
Well, my name is Pastor Samuel Harris. I'm also CEO of New Day Entertainment and Pure Platinum Music Group. Many of you have heard a song by the late Reverend Paul Jones, "I Won't Complain." We've had that out for several years. We cut our teeth on the music business with Scarface, with Lil Troy, with Scarface's first record, and my son J. Xavier, who's toured, and my daughter, she's wrote for Whitney Houston. In fact, Minister Jeremiah was there working with Whitney Houston before she passed, and was trying to intervene for her before her tragic death. And so we've done a little bit in the industry, and I just believe that we've got to use the platform of music, and like you said, in fact, Reverend Ray Martin said years ago at the when you said gloves and guns down, hands up, gloves up, and guns down. Reverend Ray Martin said it clearly. It's hard for a kid to shoot a gun with a boxing glove on, and so that PABA was set up to help give the opportunity for youth to have something to do, because we heard, and we do still understand it takes a village to raise children, but idle mind is the devil's workshop. And so here we are, where our youth today, they spending all day on the phone, all day with games. These games, a lot of them are satanic and demonic, where they're shooting in the games, killing folk. And then all of a sudden it gets carried out to where they're desensitized to where killing and taking out folk is just normal. It's not even an issue to take somebody out. I just got through shooting about 20 people on the game a while ago.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And so with that being said, we've got to come together and all the resources. And don't get me wrong, we've met some of the greatest artists and been favored by God. But I'm from the street. I'm from crack cocaine. I'm from prison. So I've been there and done that. So I know that we're not going to be in the church and be off to ourselves. No, God saves us and brings us in to send us back out. And that's why this broadcast is on right now, because that's what Mr. Jeremiah, that's what God brought him in. He got locked up and God changed him, and now God is sending him back out. He's been sending him out. That's how we met over 20 years ago. And so with that being said, we've got to come together, because as Minister Farrakhan said years ago, I looked at it, and he said to Lil Wayne, he said to and Russell Simmons, he said, look, Jay-Z and T.I., if these young people are not listening to the preachers, they're not listening to their parents, they're not listening to their teachers, If y'all don't get them, it's too late for all of them, for most part of them. If y'all don't catch them, because they're only listening to, because if you cut on a Chris Brown or a Lil Wayne or a Boosie song, come on. I just saw Bill DeVoe this morning. They were on a show getting ready to do the Macy's, doing the Macy's parade, and they start singing one of their songs, and the whole audience was singing in a cappella. So that's how much power entertainers have. But God gives them power not only to get wealth, but as we to him much is given, much is what? Required. So we want to challenge these individuals that God has blessed not only financially, but with influence. And we want to make sure, as Chuck D said, change the narrative. The influence can't be promoting violence, promoting sex, promoting HIV, no protection, just out here doing whatever. Come on, we've got enough handwriting on the wall that says that statistically we're leading the way in herpes, we're leading the way in HIV and AIDS, we're leading the way in STDs, we're leading in violence, but we own less of everything.
Mm-hmm. So let me ask you this, because you kind of right in the vein of what we've been talking about most of the day, right? Because you spoke about the entertainers and all of those people who have resources. And one of the things we've been talking about today was like the need for vocational schools and trade schools, right?
Got to have it.
And so could we just feel that those type of schools, which are non-existent in our city now, would definitely contribute to, reducing violence and getting kids off the street and keeping guns out their hands? What would you have to say in reference to helping people donate resources and even commit to that same cause?
The vocational schools, Pastor, with the vocational schools, plumbing, electrician, welding, we can do 40-50% of these children, man, making over $100,000 a year. Plumbers, electricians, welders, they would change. We not giving them nothing to do, but the devil gave them something to do, and they took the vocational schools out the schoolhouse. We had mechanic and everything. Then we don't have nothing for the gangbangers. Marlon Gill, thank her, we love her. She opened one up in California for the Crips and the Bloods. Ain't nobody even clapped a hand for her. The maid of Jefferson took her own money and opened up one. So we have enough billionaires and millionaires to open up these vocational schools. This is the only way we can change them. Once we can get the guns out the hand, then we can get God to them while they making money. But we not doing nothing for them because we waiting on the city, state, and the government to do for our children that we should do. Jesus said, suffer the children, forbid them not, let them come unto me. And if you hurt one of these, you rather put a milestone around your neck and be thrown in the deepest sea. So it seems like we don't give a damn about our children.
Yes, sir. Pastor, you there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so I was asking you about what effect you think that vocational schools and trade schools would have on these problems we're having with violence in our community.
Well, let me say it like this. I really think that's a great opportunity, and it's a good thing, and we should really act upon that. But when I passed by one of the former schools that was open, which is Jones High School in South Park, and it's closed down. Jones is non-existent now, and it's another school in that area. But when I passed by one day, it really shocked me, because when I passed by and I saw the demographic of what was coming out of the school, out of the building, it was primarily Spanish. And when I looked at that, I said, my God, all these Spanish kids come from? Well, is that to say that we have lost not only, and God bless and have mercy on HISD. I think it's a travesty for what's happening right now. But with the district and with the layoffs, I mean, they're laying off janitors right now. I mean, come on, and teachers and the administration is just, I mean, it's a challenge. But then when you got at Madison in schools where the principal is getting jumped on by the students, I mean, there's so much going on that getting the vocational school, if money was poured into that, my point is the mindset of our youth today, will that be enough to get them what percentage of them would be engaged to say, I want to do that, opposed to continuing to go the way that they're going, which is wayward and against education, period, in their mind. Not even having a desire for it. Looking at a fast way, a fast buck, the young ladies exposed to strip clubs and bringing out a bag at night. Young men exposed to going, hitting on corner, selling, slanging, so they can be like the next big rapper now. So or even in school, vocationally, you're there, but a lot of them, their purpose is not to be in school, but to use that as a tool to do basketball, to do football. And then now, since I just got, my lawyer just sent me a book today. He was the one that did the Spencer Haywood case, that where a kid could go to the NBA from high school, Al Ross. And so with that being said, some young people are even looking at the fact that I don't have to go to college to go to the NBA. I can go like Kobe did. You see what I'm saying? So LeBron. So my point is, we've got to change the narrative in the process of thinking. And don't get me wrong. And as Minister Jeremiah said a while ago about the pastors, I have pastor friends. I appreciate the relationships, but we got to look at the how can I say, we got to look at the authenticity and the heart of ministry through the greatest example, and that was Jesus. He took it to the street. You got to take this to the street. You got to take this to the street, and it's got to be tangible, and it's got to taste good enough for young people to want it.
Yeah, they gotta. That's why when I bring up the vocational schools, I feel like, our young people got to not only attend it, they got to get paid for it. Right, like I have to put a means of income in your hand to deter you from picking up crack or selling some weed or robbing somebody or doing something like that. And so it's a twofold approach in my mind, Pastor. It's like teach them a skill set and almost apprentice it. Right, let's go pay them because they likely underprivileged and need this bread. And so you were absolutely right. Right, it's definitely a program that got to be taken to the streets. Absolutely.
I heard.
Well, in closing, I just see that even for what we applaud what LeBron James has accomplished with his school and with the education and having a track record, but even with also the examples of what we saw with the emeritus, the late Reverend Bill Lawson, with being a pastor and having education in the community, having a family, having a being a staple in the community. You called him Houston's pastor, but the church, the growth of it, to be able to pioneer that, to be a part of the civil rights movement, but yet to have a care for the youth. And have the academy, and so those things, that's not everywhere. It's not like McDonald's where you can put one up and put another one up, but it was applied and it was accomplished, and it's still going on. And so, but that's not everywhere. But in some cases, as you know, we see church buildings in some neighborhoods, especially African American neighborhoods, on every corner almost. But the community is upside down.
Yep.
People are scared to come out their house. So what does that say? That means that there's not an active element of power. We can have buildings, we can go through the motions, but where's the power?
Absolutely. Go ahead, Mr. Jeremiah.
Pastor Harris, I agree with everything you said. I just want to give you some statistics that I do know about what you said. And I agree with what you said, but I want to give you something to go with it. When we had vocational schools, we had less crime. That's a fact. When we had mechanic, when we had them inside the schools, the children would come out with a gift. There's right there at Jones. Well, I seen a bunch of mechanics. They bringing cars over there, everything, over at Yates. So what I'm saying to you, Pastor, like they took God out the school. If you take God out, you bring the devil in. They took the vocational out the school purposely. where the children wouldn't have nothing to do because they know 80% of the children weren't going to college no how, but 20% of them go to college. So they need the vocational school, and that way Bread of Life, Pastor Rudy Rasmus, he was so successful, he didn't have no church. He ain't nobody in that church. He started Bread of Life. He was feeding all the homeless people downtown. He fed them. He couldn't teach them in there. He fed them in there. And he fed them in there till he got about 15, 16,000 people. If you open up the vocational school, the devil gave them something to do. But we have not opened up the schools because we wait on the government, the state, and the city to do it. But damn it, these are children. And it's in Judges 2:10 that the elders should teach the children. So we need to teach our children and open up the vocational school where they can have a chance to say no, where we can push them that way and talk about them and let them know we got them. We don't even have none, so we don't know what's going to happen. But one thing for sure, if we had some school, we could curb some of this crime and stop putting these damn guns in their hand at 18, 19, and 20 when they mind don't even develop till they 24, 26. Our children have been set up by the government. They make $40 billion a year sending children to prison. They look at their 3rd and 4th grade tests and say, this one going, this one going, this one going. And they do it purposely. That's why they won't even pay $15 an hour. Because they don't want nobody to have no money when we can stay in the streets stealing and robbing. We've been set up. We're the only people in the world that's not got reparation. We have not been repaired. We're still slaves.
Yes, so Pastor, so these Gloves Up, Guns Down. We're about to close out, but I did want to give you some words before we wrap up.
Yes.
Thank you. I just
hold on one second, Pastor.
So I just want to go back to the last story, where the murder suicide and the baby that got shot, and kind of want to redirect. So Chuck, if you thought you made them mad, I'm finna make some people mad. The gun, the murder suicide was the end of that story. That story had a beginning. That die was cast way before you got to that point. So I know Gloves Up, Guns Down is mostly men, but sisters, I'm talking to you. When we start calling each other the bees and the hoes and everything else, and we accept what people are telling us, then we lower our value and how we feel about ourselves. So it's easy for a man, and that's the first stage of abuse, is verbal abuse. Because if a man will call you out your name and you allow it, it escalates from there. He's already showed you what you're worth. Then comes the financial abuse. He's not going to care. He's not going to give you anything, take care of your house. And then last comes the physical abuse. So you have to check it at that point. As soon as he calls you out your name, as soon as he's doing anything that you've set the bar for that you consider disrespectful, I don't care how much it hurts. It don't hurt as much as a bullet. It don't hurt as much as losing your child. And then we just continue to pass this trauma on. Out of every story that we've listened to today, this trauma is going to be, even the poor people that had the car wreck with the little boys that stole the car. Car wrecks make you sent trauma. And every level, the people that got robbed, trauma.
This 10-year-old kid who's going to come out of the hospital and realize both his parents
are gone.
If
and what? If he
lives.
Trauma. If he does, he's going to be damaged. He's going to need all the prayer and counseling he can get, not to recreate that same trauma that he had in his household and create generational curses for his family. So recognize your worth. Get help if you need it, but that's not normal behavior. Men should not call you out of your name. They shouldn't put their hands on you. You should have all the resources you need to operate efficiently in the household, meaning he's protecting, he's providing, he's doing all that old school stuff.
That's right.
So independent woman, put your crown down and make a man be a man. If he's not that, leave. Structure a safe plan and leave.
A safe plan.
Structure a safe plan.
There you go.
And you can call your women's shelters and other organizations that can help you with your escape route. Wish we had more time to talk on it, but I just had to get that off my chest. The murder-suicide, that was the end of that sad story.
Yeah.
But it started way before he was chasing her around the apartment with a gun.
You're right. I'm glad you took the time to say that, because we'll spend a lot of time
The
thinking
signs
about.
was there, and she ignored them.
Mhm.
Once a man call you a B or H, he has no honor or respect for you.
So let me challenge that, right?
Come on.
Even though I agree, but I challenge that because and Pastor was just alluding to that, right? The mentality.
Yeah.
If
Right.
she calling herself a B or H and referring to herself that way and approving of her peers calling her that, then she ain't gonna trip if you call her that.
Yeah, but she's untaught.
Right.
They say our people destroyed for the lack of knowledge. They had a rap song out in 1990, headed for self-destruction. Dougie Fresh, Eric B, Rakim, LL Cool J, all of them headed for self-destruction. But we not headed for self-destruction no more. We in self-destruction. We're destructing. We have been distracted by the devil. It say in Revelation 12:9 that the devil should deceive the whole world. Brother, this is a chaos. Take my tape from crisis to Christ and splash it up, put it out. We got to get to vocational school. We need at least 1,000 pastors to help us where we can come out this Sunday morning Cisco Star Show and Political Horror Center, like Pastor saying, come out. We got to step out. We got to step out.
They say Jesus' ministry was in the streets.
It was in the street. He wasn't safely in no place. We need to come out if you following Jesus. Stop talking about it and be about it. It's alarm. It's a state of emergency. We are losing our children. The children supposed to be burying the parents are burying the children. And too many mothers are crying about their children, and we not doing nothing about it. And over 1 million women, black women, been kidnapped in 10 years, and we ain't done nothing about it. So come on, man.
So we about to wrap up Gloves Up, Guns Down, Pastor. I want to give you the last words to kind of close our show out this week.
Well, I'm honored, and I want to say to Minister Jeremiah, I'm so grateful for you. I'm glad I called, and it was divine that I called to be able to hear what I heard. The sister that just spoke, awesome. I mean, very well done.
Very well.
And we've got to just tell the truth. That's what's going to make us free. Now, in closing, I'd like to say I met with one of the representatives of the University of Houston the other day with the sports agent. They came to the ranch and they said that they had a need. And they wanted to talk to me because of the capability that we have at the ranch. We have events as large as 10,000 people, and we could possibly do more for fundraisers. And so with that, they asked for us to assist them in raising funds for the football players because of the NIL, I believe it is, the opportunity that the coach changed. They have a new coach, and they have the capability to do fundraisers among themselves and for their the players, and thank God they're starting to acknowledge the players need compensation.
Yeah, because if they don't pay them, they're gonna leave.
How much more does that apply to what we're talking about? The ranch is available. Many other places are available. But I'm saying I don't want to talk about it. I want to be about it. So we already have a venue. Minister Jeremiah knows this is ours. This is not mine. See, in the book of Acts, when the people came together, no man said what he had was his own, for they had all things common. It's not about me. It's not about I. It's about us. It's about we. Okay. Now, with that being said, if they call me about helping with the students to raise money, what about these youth that are dying right in front of our face and we're hearing about on the news every day? What are we going to do to make a difference when we have a place to come and do something? But like the Winan said with Teddy Riley back in the day, it's time to make a change. We are the people. We can do it.
We can do it.
Amen to that, brother. Amen to that. And so, look, we've been politicking and coming up with different strategies and ideas on ways that we can impact the community. And so I'm gonna be sure to communicate some of those ideas with you and see what we can strategically put together. Because you're right, it's definitely time for action. It's definitely time for action.
Jalen Jaylen Brown that's playing tonight.
Yep.
Brother, this guy just signed a contract for $60 million a year.
Mm-hmm.
You got athletes that they got to give money away or give it to the government.
Yep, you're right.
So my point is that we can. I know there are some athletes and people that God has empowered that would love to help, but we've got to get the word out. We've got to get the relationships going, and we've got to be accountable to do what we say we're going to do so they can see that they're not putting money into a hole that is got a different agenda.
No, you're right. You absolutely right. You're absolutely right. So I think that's a good space right there. We're gonna close out in prayer from Miss Catherine, and that's gonna be it for Gloves Up, Guns Down.
Let him stay on. Prayer. Pastor, she gonna pray us out, Miss Catherine.
Okay.
All right, God bless you. Thank you.
Listen, come on.
Father God, we thank you for this show. We thank you for the anointing and the opportunity to reach those hearts, mind, body, and spirits that are listening to us today so that we may evoke some change in the community, heal some hearts, and just give a spark of change for hope and for freedom. In Jesus Christ's wonderful and blessed name we pray. Amen.
G, we
Pastor?
out. Been another week. Gloves Up, Guns Down. Make sure y'all like, subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts at. If you're on YouTube, please subscribe. If you're watching this on Facebook, please follow us.
Go out with Innocent.
Innocent with Silas. And so thank y'all for tuning in, and we out.
Silence speaks volumes. It's loud and clear. Selective what I hear. Ask the Lord, incline my ear. This 2020 year to prove that we can persevere. I'm so sincere that change is near. It ain't no time for fear. The only time you got something to say is when people riot, or you bring a black on black. Other than that, you silent. Please stay quiet. Change is on the horizon. America was built on it. Why you surprised by the violence? We supposed to march, protest, and kneel. Did that for Castile. It still gives me chills. And if I keep it real, should have been a closed deal. Officer still not guilty. Now tell me, can you feel? It's a time to speak, a time to shut up. Are you gonna stay hard or will you nut up? Praying for peace, getting ready for war, staying at ease. Got guns by the door. Rest in peace, George Floyd. You in heaven's army. You and Breonna Taylor and Ahmaud Arbery. I'm praying daily, trying to protect my sanity. Watched another black man die, another tragedy. Watched him give his last breath, praying for his family. Every time I see the picture, the coppers looking back at me. Each time we lost one, this really can't be happening. Mothers losing sons and these kids losing daddies. On live TV, we all witness the trauma. Getting numb to it now, that's another problem. We gotta deal with creating mental illness. That's why I pen this, to release these penned up feelings. Brothers getting killed in front of their children by the police, not even treating us like civilians. You can stay silent, protecting your privilege. You ain't gotta say nothing, I promise I hear you. But can you hear me without fear and prejudice? We just wanna live free and be citizens. Equal opportunities, health care and benefits. To not be charged guilty when we innocent. Better loans for black businesses. You listening? Tired of getting the minimum. We tired of being limited. Especially when I know that God made us in his images. And I don't believe Jesus want me to be militant. That ain't my lane, man. I'm way less threatening. I'd rather strategize and prepare for the reckoning. Invest in the youth, cause it's all about development. If you staying silent, then you really being negligent. I know it's delicate and put you somewhat out your element. Worried about what your peers say when you expressing it. I came to encourage you, don't be hesitant. Use your privileges to make betterment relevant. All lives matter, but black lives is feeling desolate. Flint, Michigan, still drinking on that sediment. In the meantime, vote for another president, one that's not racist and belligerent. Change gon' come, I guarantee you this is definite. Remaining positive in a world full of pessimists. You can stay silent or you can give a testament, cause I'ma keep grinding until Jesus settle it. Silence.